Hi everyone. So, as I said before, that I am not doing a lot of monthly wrap-ups anymore, or monthly TBRs, mainly just because of my schedule. I feel that I just don't have the time to, I don't know, read so many books per month and actually enjoy those books. The exceptions would be things such as um, readathons or buddy reads, that kind of thing. Those books will be placed first, and I would try to read those in a certain frame of time and everything. But beyond that, I think I'm just gonna take my time and just read whatever I can read whenever I can. But I have realized that there are some books that I haven't talked about that I have enough to make a video on. So the legendary reader and Booksnake Aaron, they had hosted this great readathon called the Wonderland Readathon, which I love the prompts and everything. And actually, I think I got like 4 books into that, which is kind of rare for me because sometimes I only get one. Like I tried reading Rush and stuff, and I I like readathons that are at least a couple weeks long or a month long versus one that's like a week, because it's just I don't have the time. I challenge myself to do it, but I don't have the time. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna talk about some books that I haven't talked about yet. So I'm not gonna go in order of the type or readathon or whatever. I'm just gonna go with the books that pop up in my head and I remember them, etc. Okay? Remembering recent reads, whatever. Whatever I remember enough to review off the top of my head, because I haven't reviewed books for a little while. So I just read The Barking Ghost. I read part of it on audio and part of it on my Nook. I also do have a physical copy. I love hitting the thrift stores and the flea markets because a lot of times they will have the original Goosebumps books. The Barking Ghost. It was okay. I'm rereading Goosebumps and finishing it as an adult in her 30s, so obviously my feelings towards it are a little bit different than when I was 9. But I still love them. It's great nostalgia and everything, and they're fun reads. But I find a lot of it to be kind of repetitive in some ways. But again, it's middle grade reading, so it's very simplified in a lot of ways. They're basically beginner chapter books, but they still are pretty entertaining, and I enjoy them. The Barking Ghost, I wouldn't say was my absolute favorite. I honestly can't remember if I read it when I was younger. I don't think I did. I don't remember much about it. But basically, there is this boy. What's his name? Connor? I want to say his name is Connor. Oh my god, I just read it and I forgot. But anyways, he scares easily. His brother is always playing pranks on him, and one day, they move into like a new house and everything, and he is being basically stalked in a way by 2 ghost dogs. No one believes him except for his new friend that also starts to see them and such. So it's one of those, no one believes the kid. You have to figure out what's going on, and then something even weirder happens. I would say it was a fun read, but there are other Goosebumps books with other things going on. I just felt this one was just a little too much of the same thing over and over again. And what we learn about the dogs, I felt maybe there could be a little bit more backstory to that, but again, it's a small middle grade book, so can't expect too much. Um, Another book that I read would be How to Train Your Dragon. I've seen parts of the movie, but I don't remember enough to compare it to the book. The book is very, very much aimed at boys. Not saying that one, gender or whatever can't read anything else, but you can definitely see that was the target audience. Somebody probably my son's age would enjoy that. I mean, the main character's name is Hiccup, and there's just a lot of silliness, a lot of nonsense. It's kind of loosely based around, or you can tell it's inspired by like Nordic culture and everything. And basically, in there, I think they call it a tribe. These boys have to prove their bravery by like capturing a dragon, and then obviously Hiccup, if stuff goes wrong with his, because if something didn't go wrong, you wouldn't have a story. But it was cute. I think if I want some light reading, I might continue on with the series. Wasn't my most favorite thing in the world, but it was fun, it was cute, it was worth the read. I Live in Your Basement, another Goosebumps book that I just finished. I enjoyed this one. I'm gonna have to reread it because I was listening to it. So a lot of people talk about how some things are kind of surprised that it wasn't a kid's book, and I just didn't pick up on that. But I don't know, maybe it's because of all the other things I've read. It just didn't stick out to me. Maybe if I reread it and said, "Oh yeah, this is a middle grade book," that's maybe a little dark for that or whatever. But I found the narrator that was on YouTube to be entertaining, and the type of voice he used and everything. I don't know if there's an actual professional audiobook. I'm pretty sure that most of the audiobooks are also ones that they made episodes out of. So I highly doubt it because they don't have an episode. But this boy named Marco, he is hit on the head, and then all of a sudden, afterwards, he starts receiving phone calls from this boy named Keith that claims to live in his basement. And, he kind of thinks maybe he's going crazy. People are questioning him. Did you hear this before or after you got hit on the head? It has an interesting twist that's sort of similar to another well, book or show. I've only seen the episode, I'm pretty sure, of the one I'm talking about, but I think it ends the same way. I have a copy of the book. I have to read it yet. And if you've read either one of these, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to give spoilery things away. But yeah, as soon as you read it, and if you have at least seen the entire show, you'll know what I'm talking about. The Barcode Tattoo. Um, this is a book. It was good, but just because I've been getting so tired reading, I read on my Nook a lot, or I read through, I listen through audio. So I'm kind of surprised that I was able to get through like 3 or 4 actual physical books during the readathon. But the Barcode Tattoo is about a girl whose name I don't remember now, and she lives in a basic American society. I don't think it's too far into the future. No, I could be wrong, right? It's probably like 2024 or something like that, which is obviously not too far away, but this book was written a few years ago. Anyways, there is a trend of a thing called the Barcode Tattoo, which everyone is getting, and it has all your information. Like, you get this thing tattooed on you, I don't know, laser or something like that. And it holds, like, your credit card information, I think, like your social, like your identity, right? And then they want to start making it mandatory that everyone who turns like 17, 18 gets this barcode tattoo, and then she has to like go on the run because they start coming after her. Like her dad got the tattoo and something happened to him, and there's just this whole what's the truth behind the barcode tattoo thing. It was an entertaining read. I I don't feel there was enough world building to kind of believe that dystopian. Like, it's not a full on dystopian where it's like the oppressive government has been there for centuries now and everyone lives under, watch and everything. It's kind of one of those where it gets into it kind of thing, and maybe in the next book, because I think it is a trilogy, that it might pick up more on how this came to be and such, but it was more about her trying to, like, evade authorities and everything who want her to get this tattoo. And basically, I would say that it probably is symbolic of conformity and such. I just finished The Haunted Mask 2 today. This one, both Haunted Mask books were pretty short. I felt the first one had a little bit more depth, where this one was just kind of spooky-ish fun. Again, we have the mask that takes over your face and everything, that whole concept, and the concepts of love and I guess doing the right thing and stuff like that. It centers on Steve. I think it's Steve, because there was Chuck and Steve from the first one who liked to scare Carly Beth, and then Steve wants to get back at like kids he's helping with soccer and stuff, because they're like, they give him a hard time. They wanted to kind of scare him a little bit on Halloween, and he ends up going to the basement of the place where Carly Beth had gotten her mask from, and all that trouble starts once he puts it on. I like listening to this one. I like the whole concept of the masks and everything, and it was a good story. I read a book called Serena, and it's basically about a mermaid who meets this. It's basically a mermaid who basically, she falls for a human, and they have this relationship and such. And I love the language, like it was like flowery language and everything. It flowed really well. It takes place I guess you would say it takes place in ancient Greece. There is a story behind their idea of the mermaid mythology and like why mermaids came to be and why they don't have an immortal soul. That was an idea or a theme in the original Little Mermaid. I believe originally it wasn't mermaids, but another type of like water um, creature of Greek mythology that wasn't supposed to be born with souls or something like that. But there was this thing about their mother actually being a fish, and this goddess swallowing them or something. I'd have to look it up and read it again, but it was interesting. I found the book engaging. I found it beautifully written in a lot of ways. It probably could have been better, but it wasn't that long of a book. Um, I feel that it definitely should be picked up probably by more people. What else did I read? What else did I read? Oh, I read The Giving Tree. Well, actually, I listened to somebody read it on Facebook. Facebook, oh my god. YouTube. I listened to somebody read it on YouTube. And it was a good book. It's literally a children's book, but I find it to be.
Is she literally eating off her plate?
Anyways, yes, The Giving Tree. I found it to be beautifully written. I don't read a whole lot of like children's books. My son is a lot older. I would like to start reading a little bit more though because I want to maybe try my hand at writing them also, along with other things. But I will get to that. I want to write children's books and poetry books and novels and all that other kind of thing. For adults, kids, middle grade reads. I just try it all. So I've decided to, expand my reading to all, horror, kids' books, graphic novels, all that other stuff. But, anyways, The Giving Tree is about a tree that, loves this little boy, and the boy keeps asking for things, as he gets older. He only asks what, the tree can give and everything, and the tree just gives because she loves his company. And I think you can see that it's supposed to represent, how some people just want the company of others. They don't ask for anything in return, no matter what you do, no matter what you ask for. You will always have those that will be there for you, even if you literally just use them. And, maybe you should remind yourself not to be that person. But that's my interpretation. Anyways, I'm going to stop this here because I'm sure there's more that I can talk about, but I don't remember right now. So anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.